Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, amazing, spectacular Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, hero of psych, defender of the fatherland, your glorious lord and master, your king of kings. Off here to a 1v1 on Crossroads, went in the north, it is Angreifen, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the, let's just go with Brandenburger Panzergrenadier here with Firestorm, Elite Armour and Airborne, Western South it is JDSJDS fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. Here with airborne troops featuring S-50-40 weapon drops. I mean, there's also technically submachine guns for the penal troopers, but no one ever uses that. Paradrop heavy machine guns, airborne rally points, Guards airborne troops, and the Sturmweg rocket run with double infantry and anti-tank and bulletins. We got a double Volker start here for Angreifen. As he's yet to choose Doctrine in the early game, but JDS following up here the 9th Mechanized CoH2 puny engaged there with the conscripts. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacast for keeping the business. Without them, we'd not be able to keep doing this. A big thanks goes to all those. Also, a big thanks to Ulrich for donating and supporting Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to Ulrich. 2 thumbs there. Other people can join his heroic and spectacular example by pledging on page or donating via PayPal as well. Links in the description. And you can find us, just comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell when I want to be more likely for you to tell you about videos. Keep things going. Sturm puny up the conscripts here. East side here we got the Volkswagen up. They're laying down some sandbags. The west side here, Volkswagen forts there for Angreifen. Sturm puny here, engaging the conscripts with a lot of lead there. Third Volkswagen one there on the way for Angreifen. Bit of skirmishing there. Also worth noting the airdrop weapons. Well, can't remember that. I think there's some nerfs inbound for that one as well. Yeah, they're changing it to 2 command points, so it's less easy just begin dropping them out there. Still puny falling back. Full squad up there. So far a bit of skirmishing here and there. No massive engagements yet. Just light skirmishing, which you typically see a lot of cases here. You're just going straight for the car point. Of course, Angreifen did his best to try and defend. We've got Bartler going at the car point. He should probably just rush in the Volkswagen to prevent this from happening. Centre here, conscript being pushed back as Angreifen focuses enough infantry there. We've got a 4th conscript here for JDS. Very expected here with airborne troops, since you want to obviously be able to take advantage of the airdrop weapons as much as possible. Get full squads out of them upgraded. So sensible there, straightforward. More full squad there for Angreifen. We shall of course see what he goes for. Could it be Firestorm and assault? No, cancels it. Interesting. He cancels it. But still a few options on there for Angreifen. We shall of course see what he does go for. Eastern Nations open. Western one being claimed here by JDS and the Red Army. We got the Fulton Fortune getting the conscripts. The K-9 TKs clashing with the mercenary guns here of JDS forces. His frontal Vix. In the centre conscript force there. Steady advancing for the centre victory point. Still puny, low on health here. Truck on the way there for Angreifen. Seems there's a bit of hesitation there. Maybe he's planning to go for some early machine guns here once he gets the truck out. Or maybe some other possibilities here for Angreifen. We should of course see where this goes. Conscripts there being pushed back with the Volkswagen dealer. 1 infantry around there for JDS. Eastern point being seized here. Very good. Infantry pushing forwards there for JDS. Grab the point there. Steady advance here. Burning them, pushing them back. Truck moving forwards there. Sturm puny also retreating, so will it be Battlegroup headquarters, will be mechanized? Yep, Battlegroup headquarters here, so less likely Firestorm since players like to go for mechanized red and then rely on the Orbital Blitz. But he could still go for the MP40s. I mean, the MP40s and the Volkswagen are quite good, and the Flamethrowers and the Sturm Pioneers doesn't hurt either, but more likely now to be either Elite Armored here or Overwatch. Car point being attacked here, so we've got JDS bringing a larger force, they're also swinging forces to help deal with the Volkswagen, missing sandbagging. Part 1, the sandbags there. So far, JDS has got good macro control, partly to get doing more infantry, and Angreifen for some reason slightly flooding resources here. As to why is harder to say. Battle headquarters there slowly on the way. Weapon drop there for JDS. Counter-wing force there. He's been engaged out in the open, cut to ribbons. Car on Hitler, and again, Angreifen food supply here is disrupted. Full to the pushback as well. Got the first squad equipped here with the S-50-40 semi-automatic rifle. Comes to be engaged out in the open. But they are pulling into light cover. Very good, making hard to deal with. Still, there's a lot of German infantry which can deal with them. We've got more troops running for JDS. More weapon drops here. And JDS are standing out in the open here. Of course, he's got a conscript nearby which can merge, keeping them at full strength. There we go, that's exactly what he's doing there. We've got a Bantam gun in the cover there, and that I think is going to cause a collapse here for JDS, allowing Angreifen to push ahead here for Deutschland. No medics yet, then nothing further on the base. He's definitely floating a bit of manpower here in the early game, certainly a bit more than I'm comfortable with. I'm not entirely sure why he's playing so much, but occasionally Angreifen does have a tendency of getting some rather specific strategies into his mind and can have a hard time letting go of them. Still, floating that much manpower early on is definitely not great, and I definitely think you should be doing something with that manpower very soon. As for JDS, obviously taking up here would be a fairly good idea, I think. Setting up for a support company, like trying to rush out something. There you go. Angreifen going for the machine gun, so like that has involved something there. And he's also going for the mechanized command post. Could be going for a flak half track. The 251-17. Going for the car upon there. That's a nice maneuver there. Also got march moves up in case JDS is laying down march. So of course again, versus third player, if you know they're going for like the airdrop weapons with the airborne troops. You know, chances are less likely to immediately need minesweepers against them. Of course, some players may try and stick in mines, but on average, most players I think aren't going to, you know, plan that far ahead. That said, it could be a sneaky thing to do if you are playing Surge and using this doctrine. You could like go for some drops, then sneak in some mines here. As your opponent again, if he's assuming you're not going for laying down mines, you could catch him off guard with that. But anyways, flak half track on the way there for Angreifen, halfway done. MD-34 out as well here. We got Sturm Pioneers that comes from the west. Flak half track almost done. Still no doctrine there for Angreifen though. Tank Chain Command dealer for JDS, that's going to be a T-70 at a pretty fast pace, owing in large part to simply having more of a map here, which is again a feature of Crossroads and Crossroads Winter. The map has more points than other maps, meaning if you get map control on this one, you actually just get more resource on average. This can actually be a really powerful thing to quickly use, get out fast like arm, and that way, snowball the match having control in some ways. Flak half track up, that's going to need a Raketenwerfer to back up, or a Panzerschreck on the Sturm Pioneer as well. Minimum, he's going to need at least a Panzerschreck as well. Well, okay, on top of the Panzerschreck. T7 halfway down there for the JDS. Flak half track, and head then getting into 2 centimeter flak. Turning into the conscripts. Mercilessly. You saw it here, conscript force there for JDS. Full moving force as well there. No upgrade yet on the Fulz Grenadier. Got the cannon from the way there, very good. But we'll be hit first by that T7 before the Raketenwerfer ready, going for the car pun again, backing up with the 251-17 conscript charging head. Oh, a bit too far ahead here perhaps. Also worth noting, JDS has not researched grenades though, and there we go, conscript being torn to shreds. Dimitri just collapsing as he's finding his limbs being shorn clean off. T7 there, turning into the Volksgun's flak half tank needs to engage in the center of that Volksgun's the engineers there. Field gun out here, the SIS-3 divisional field gun. Troops in the east are slowly moving up there. And we have the T7 in hot pursuit of the flak half track. Now the weapon drop there for JDS. Again, wing force there. Grab these 3 points. Machine remains in a position to defend and support. T7 continues its unrelenting pursuit of the flak half track. Half health. Not entirely sure why it's not using concealing smoke to help disengage more safely. I guess one possibility here is he doesn't want risk making it easy for the Raketenwerfer to get away, since of course the smoke screen would also screen the T7 from the Raketenwerfer. That is a possibility here that Angreifen may not want to allow the T7 to then quickly disengage, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's the fully right thinking there, but I can understand it. I can understand again, there might be something to it, but when he's so close to the flak half track, obviously at that point you may want to consider popping it anyways. Anyways, let the machine then push back, kept moving eastwards. We shall of course see what he goes for next. Still no doctrine though for Angreifen. Starting to look more and more like, say, for example, Elite Armour. On the west flak half track turning to the conscripts, full moving forwards. Still no upgrades happens in from there. Go field and gets off a shot there, except it misses. Really close call there, but we actually should be repairing that. He actually got super lucky in that one. He did not lose the flak half track. I do believe Mikkel's actually get a bit of a cover bonus. It was actually close to heavy cover. Little fun fact there. At least they used to in Companies 1. That's a little side note there. So that might have actually helped the flak half track there. I don't think there's any cover bonus within light cover, but if vehicles actually in heavy cover, tanks I believe, even if they don't crush it, I think there is actually some sort of cover bonus that at least again there was in Companies 1. So a little fun note there. Sandbags here, but these in fuel pump already hit the car pump. Machine supporting, catching the counter there. Fult's moving forward. Still no upgrades there for Angreifen's Fult's Grenadiere. Pushing back the counters there. Ground the center with the counters there. Skirmishing in the west side. Decent rolling out there for JDS, and we got another weapon drop there for them. Truck on the way to Angreifen. Sneaking in there with the T-70 like ever the ready and gets off a good hit. Truck on the way there for Angreifen. That'll be the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier, most likely. Flak Hauptagman in there as well. The contract could be locked up, they don't retreat soon. Dispatching the flames and moving up with that. He could also consider like a deeper flank on the west side, or actually switch more to the east. We shall see. Flak Haupt then engaged once more with the field gun. Once more the field gun is proving itself to have some pretty shoddy accuracy. My God, Judy, where did you learn to aim? Aim? I didn't learn to aim. I just learned to shut up. Ugh. That would explain a few things. Flak after is engaging, Stream Pioneer taking into the engineers of the conscripts, but are overwhelmed by the sheer numbers that JDS unleashes on the western flank. Right side could against him with progress. Feel like he's a bit tad passive there. Decently fixed up. Oh, I think he actually dropped in one too many weapons. That said, the engineers can actually pick up the flame or the SPT-40s as well. Most players don't do it. In fact, you can do it with a squad upgrade with a flamethrower. So that is something there actually for JDS to consider. Oh. Or he could go for 5th Conquest Rod, just equip that with it, I suppose. We should of course see if he ever does. Don't know what he does. I mean, seeing them being hammered, the T-70 could be wiped out if he's not careful. Flak Half Tank providing some protection around the center from infantry, but JDS is unleashing a large-scale assault here with infantry and support weapons, which could make it very difficult to retain this position for much longer, and he should definitely consider shifting in some other elements to flank, maybe. For example, if we move this troops up here and catch some of the supporters off guard, I think it could be fairly effective here. See if he's got them upgraded. He is getting the upgrades in finally. Orbis on the way there for Angreifen, and the Feldherrn Halle, T-something up the eastern side. Close to 2, good hit there by the field gun. Finally hit something. And he went for the orbital down, but then he cancelled them again. Oh no, he might have been the Panther Association they're going through first. But anyways, T-something routing, or T-something routing the Sturmpioneer then. Engineers going for the copper and then down mines, very good. Also trying to deal with the count from the west side. I mean, JDS continue to maintain, I think, strong map control here versus Angreifen, who is certainly starting to keep up with the aggressive pace here of JDS. Robertson squad, they're almost done. Still no one picking up that weapons crate. Mechanized armor company there for JDS. Thumbs up, very good. Folks there, Banhand got off of the conscripts. Burning them out of their cover. But the T-70 will just blast the folks grenadiers into dust. So yeah, they need to retreat before they exterminate it. Okay, I'm just sneaking up, getting off good here on the T-70 almost taken out there. Close call here for JDS. Western point makes east here by the Oberslot, and possibly if they get a move on, we got 380 versus 452. So far, nice lead here for JDS over Angreifen. Troops they're reinforcing, only should be. Still no doctrinal choice here for Angreifen now. Back here, T-70 repairs. And yes, he has equipped engineers, in fact, with the S-5040s, increasing their firepower as well. Thumbs up. Obviously, it's not something you typically see done on purpose, but you can do it. In this case, more by accident, because you're getting called in one too many, but again, you can do it. So, little fun fact there. And I think the first time I've actually seen someone, equip them, though again, not on purpose though. At least initial intended purpose. Flak half take gaining the 2-weight gets a nice damage bonus, making it really lethal versus infantry. Opposite that being slowly outmaneuvered. Push here with engineers and the T-70. Heavy fighting at the edges of the map. Here, T-70 rushing in, got the folks moving forwards. No anti-tank ones up there with the T-Sun on the west side. Definitely a bit of a problem there for Angreifen there. So he got the full smoke with that Panzer ready to disable the engine of the T-Sun. He got engineering 40 equipped, of course, with the SV-40s and a flamethrower. Also taking some damage. He sat there though, finding also continuously between JDS and Angreifen. Angreifen disengaging with the field being too much of a threat there. Troops pushing up to the centre here. Looking like a lot of pressure on Angreifen and reverse front. JDS probably could go for the T-34 now. But of course we can issue 5 instead. Which he can soon go for as well. In fact, he might be able to go for it now. Close. Does go for the T-34 from 6 there. Guess he just wasn't paying attention to his resources. Machine being bad with the Siskan. Disco, of course, Johnny there go killing Fritz and Friedrich. Constable out there. But only 2-5 kills. Arbanu here could see a small chance of a machine gun, but fortunately for Angreifen at least, that does not happen. T-34 halfway down. Angreifen getting very close to the Panther 4 Model J, but of course if he does go for that, he's going to try and hold up for a Panther, something bigger. Worth noting is that Angreifen continues to not have chosen a Dogson. He'll be found by the Eastern Carport, also turned to favour here of JDS. And one of the worst things that could happen is he loses anti-tank gun here to JDS, when he's going to have more support for his armour, and of course make it harder for Angreifen to use his armour freely. So that's going to be a 6-man by Kevin F. That's definitely a problem there. Oh, no, he's destroying it. He is destroying it. Deciding he doesn't want it or can't bring it back safely. He is wrecking it. Bit of a surprise there, since most players will be more than happy to grab the Kevin return against the Germans. But JDS does not want it. The Raketenwerfer is a tool of the capitalist oppressor and will be destroyed to liberate the Soviet peoples from the yoke of imperialism. You're just reading that from a book, aren't you? Shut up! Close between that flat craft tech, 22 kills, quite the kill tally. Can go for the Panther 4 very, very soon. The Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J. Perhaps he's planning a Jagdpanzer 4-7 TV. Why is he going for the Panther? All options there fixed. Oh, he does go for the Panther 4 Model J. And by the same time in the map, we do get Elite Armour. It's only one of the few doctrines where most of the doctrine doesn't really happen until tank, so there's more of a late one. Although theoretically, of course, there's still the option of the 2-2-1, which could have put some pressure on JDS early and even allowed him to maybe secure more resources, but that's that. Gun of shoots hits nothing, and there you go, being hammered here by the mine, set off with the T-4. Map controller is strong in favour of JDS right now. Most of the map here under his control, most fuel points, in fact, all of them are now under control here of JDS as well. They're connected. I mean, really rough situation here for Angreifen and the Brandenburger Panzergrenadier Division, and Angreifen will have to pull off some smarter manoeuvres here, or have to hope that JDS really screws out, which is typically not what you want to be relying on. Ground center here, still on being flanked by the engineers. East side here, being pushed back as well. Here taking intense march of fire from JDS's forces. He's basically on the west here. Flak half taking in 4 bets, close 23, but also close being destroyed here with all these tanks about. East side got the Panther forming up there using heat shells for increased damage and penetration. Comes the ultimate trouble. It technically also makes it a bit better versus infantry, since the heat shell, I don't believe, has actually lowered AoE, so with increased damage it also just has better AoE performance, even though it doesn't, you know, have a bigger AoE either. Again, just a slightly more chance of incoming infantry with it as well on paper. Shot bounces though, gets a damage from the conscripts. We've got air support here. JDS looks to take out that fascist tank. Rocket's going to be screaming through this guy. Oh, he's moving into the life fight, realises his mistake and pulls out of there just narrowly. Close call there for Angreifen Panther 4 crew. They would have to send them back in shoe boxes if they got hit by those rockets. Panther 4, they engage in the conscripts. Also on there, flanking the field gun. Could actually wipe it out and then secure it or salvage it. But there you go. Field crew almost knocked out, and there you go. Crew is dead. Flak half tackling 4 vets. Vets 3. does make it more mobile, which is pretty handy as well. 24 kills. JD's Infinite everything well, slaughtered, honestly, here by Angreifen's forces. 27 kills in that flak half track. Dead infantrymen staining the snow red. And not just with socialism, but with blood. Something got destroyed. T-34 there, so he actually went for another one, rushed it in and lost it. Bit of a mistake there by... mistake, but definitely I think not the most optimal move there. I mean, if it worked out, it would have been great, but in this case, it didn't, in which case it just ends up being a bit messy. But the question, of course, is should he just be rushing in the T-34 to do that? I think in most cases, unless you're like, you know, really certain of it, I probably wouldn't suggest it. In this case, I don't think JDS had enough certainty to pull that, make that one work, but that's just me. Guarding up his opponent's fuel supply, of course, he's got another one already on the way, and he can soon go for a third one. So even losing one T-34 from 6 is not a huge loss for JDS. I mean, that was obviously one of the Soviets' advantages. Their tanks are relatively expendable compared to, like, you know, the tanks of the Germans. Doesn't mean, of course, you want to be thrown away, but, you know, losses affect you less overall. Halfway get the T-34, good hit. T-34 bounces off. In this east, we got the Fox being flanked with the T-70. T-34 rolling ahead. Panther being flanked here. Flak up, and they're very, very close to 2-4. And they got the Panther 4 there, eventually 2. And of course, getting increased action rate on the flak half track with all his damage bonuses. Great, and there go 37 kills. Also, just really highlighting that while it does take a bit of a while here, the flak half track can become an incredible just base destruction in service of Deutschland. He's slaughtering infantry mercilessly. Panther 4 don't being knocked out. Flak half track support here. Obviously not going to have much of an impact against armour, unless they get flanks with the veteran fire bonus where it gets penetration bonuses. But against infantry, and it's an absolute monster. It's the stuff of nightmares. Troops reinforcing healing, Panther 4 need repairs, flak half tech could of course also do for some light repairs, but this is less crucial. As for JDS, could soon go for another T-34 from 6. Another academy for there for Angreifen. Certainly concerned about the enemy armour, and also might be planning here to go for something bigger. Angreifen does have a fondness for really big tanks. Panther almost good to go. Flak after him 4 bits. They're being hammered by the flak half track. This machine suffering the wrath there. About to lose it, they need to pop smoke. Rocket strike called in. He's about to lose the flak half track. Scheiße! Can't pop between the T-34, it's almost guarded. Flak half track. Gets knocked out. Why didn't he pop smoke on that one though? I don't know, but he ends up costing him in the almost ace flak half track. That was just a senseless loss there for Angreifen. A complete waste of another excellent light vehicle. Excellent. I mean, he's done more killing infantry than the T-70. Again, like a flak half track that is well maintained can become an absolute just beast. Juggernaut. Yet, Angreifen just for some reason decided it wasn't worth it, which, yeah, I know, is a bit silly. That was a bit of a tragic loss there for the German peoples. Almost salvaged the flak half track. Could go for another Panther 4, could of course go for Jagdpanzer, he of course may be planning a Panther. Die Panzerkampfwagen 5. Now set from the Panther 4 there, which is virtually 3. Very good then, rate of fire bonus and mobility bonus. Thumbs up to that. That said, JDS is constantly losing tanks, need to be slightly more mindful at this rate, since it's not like, you know, he's able to getting out enough tanks to replace them at a good pace. Definitely something he needs to, I think, work a bit on. T-34 on the eastern side, we got here 299 to 341. Mine's been made down here by Angreifen, very good. thinking right there, thumbs up. Panther 4 very close to Veteran 4. It starts to look like Angreifen is planning a Panther here. That way he could be having to stop for a King Tiger. It was a bit tough to say the Angreifen. Tifa's running ahead here. Well, he's got the fuel now. He almost has the manpower for the Panther, and there we go. Oh, I might just reinforced something, but he's very close to the Panther. Again, the question is just, does he actually want the Panther? Does he want something bigger? Panther 4 turning into forces. Now the Tifa for the JDS and the Red Army. Grand Russian point. Tifa firing away. Angreifen looking like he has better map control versus JDS. And it's worth noting JDS hasn't really been mining a lot here versus Angreifen. And while again early on it's understandable, by now I think he should at least consider laying down some mines here versus Angreifen. More mines here though for Angreifen, very good. Thumbs up exploiting his current map control to actually mine the map, making it harder here for JDS on the stage and easy comeback. Excellent, good foresight there. And we do get another Panther 4 model here for Angreifen, not setting up for the really big tanks. Almost surprised. Shocked even. Panther 4 though is Veteran 4, but gets another accuracy bonus. And of course Veteran 5 it gains line of sight when static, but also gains more accuracy on the move, making it incredibly good versus infantry and medium armor. It also used to gain a range bonus of Veteran 4, but that was a bit too good, so they had to go, unfortunately. Kept up with Tifa 4 on the other side, gets the Panther 4 finding heat shells again. Also got the Comet Blitz, which increases rate of fire further, meaning a Veteran 3 and above Panther 4 model gear using Comet Blitz can actually fire fairly fast. And of course, then either add in the heat shells and actually get something fairly strong DPS, but in this case, the quickly disengaged didn't flop on it, so a bit of munitions there, but I guess not the biggest loss. Of course, in the end, if it had been for the field gun, he hadn't backed off, I think it would have done a lot of damage here to JDS, but can't fault him for not wanting, to risk losing the tank. West side, so advance here. Casualties being inflicted here on JDS and the 9th Mechanized Corps. Just enforcing healing. So there you go, second Panther ready here for Angreifen, adding a Pentagon onto that one as well. Mine's going off here in the center. The south bit scratching here. JDS tactics. He needs to try and find some weakness here in Angreifen's Forsaken active break front or one with speed. Because currently I think he's just playing into Angreifen's hands repeatedly. The small attacks here and there, which is just always running into the support weapons. You can see the Tifa forcing countered both Academy efforts. And there you go, he does wipe it, but oh shit, he's gonna ram it. Calling rocket strike here. The Kevin's something wiped out here. Bold maneuver here. Takes out the Panther 4, a brutal kill there. He slapped from out of the sky here on Angreifen's cheeks. Now that was brutal. Though of course he still needs more armor. I'm going to soon go for another Panther 4 model. Yeah, though of course may also be tempted to go for a Panther now. We shall see. Got the freshest gun out here for JDS. Panther 4 moving around the center. Quite lost to losing his most experienced Panther crew there. Salvaging the least for fuel. Thumbs up there. Still not quite clear idea what he's planning. Of course, he could even be trying to set up for the King Tiger. I think that one might be a slight waste. Anyways, field gun there. It's ready to flank the Panther 4. Nice shot there. Punches a great big hole on the side of the Panther 4. Leaving the crew most uncomfortable. In the center, T7, they're tearing into the opposite with violent abandon. 26 kills ace on the east side here. JDS moving forward, ground points for the glory of the Soviet Union and the Soviet peoples. East side, full squad being dispatched out there. JDS once more on the offensive. Angreifen finding himself pressured across the front. Loss of that near ace Panzer IV has definitely weakened him, and he does seem to be struggling here to figure out what to do next to like try and, you know, throw off JDS's calculations. JDS probably can soon go for another T-34, though of course he may be soon tempted to go for an Issue-5 tank destroyer instead. We shall see what exactly JDS goes for. You can even go for the CoH2 rocket launcher, though. Again, I would recommend at least a few T-34s before pulling for any of those two. Being focused down there, going on the T-34s and 6 for JDS. Both sides could also benefit from some light artillery. JDS from mortars, Angreifen with the lacting punch-licker shots at the scene. Can soon go for another rocket strike, by the way. Cooldown is almost finished, and he easily has the munitions. That said, outside shall try recommending another ram there to get the job done, but he may be tempted to do that. Vehicle bombarding, shot fired, whiffed. East side here for constantly caught out in there by the Panther 4. We got Fox nearby as well. Second T-54 almost done there for JD's Eastern Cup, one hit. Angreifen continuing to float fuel. And manpower just a bit, but still not entirely sure what he's planning here. Could be an oversight, could be just reinforces troops constantly. Again, he could be planning something there. First T-54 ready for JDS. Panther 4 meanwhile just continues to tear into the Soviet infantry. 4 killed so far. She's in the 27 kills. See if we can get my Pulse Grenadiers.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Straight into the dish cap. Troops being penned down. Force attack from the north flanking the dish cap. Grenade off. T-54 striking here for the glory of Communist Indonesia. Attempting getting the T-54 gives heavy damage already caused to the tank. Structural integrity falling apart, and there goes second volley. Misses it narrowly. Sturmpeony advancing up the centre. Angreifen continues to float a lot of resources, particularly in fuel. Still not clear what he's planning. Is it a King Tiger? Is it a Panther? What is Angreifen thinking here? What schemes are you hatching? Meanwhile, JDS orders another assault here. Conscripts in a big blob, backing up the field gun. Could even go for the Sturmtiger. Like, if he keeps up with this, a Sturmtiger would actually be, I think, a strong counter to these infantry blobs here. Looks like he is quick to split up, perhaps realizing he could get hit by Sturmtiger if he keeps pressuring for that. But then again, that could even be like a plan. Oh, he goes for another Panther 4 here. I mean, that's solid, but that said, he's definitely, I think, funding a bit too many resources for too long then. Almost got fuel. In fact, he has to fuel for another one already, suggesting the manpower, which again, like, you get 3 Panther 4 more gears up versus JDS, which could obviously be quite strong. Skirmishing up at the cut-off point there, again, as JDS looks to throttle Angreifen of any and all resources. Panzerkampfwagen 4 gefechtsbereit. 4 kills, half 8 of veteran T2. Sandbags in the centre, going for most of the points. Nice hit from the Panther 4 here, close to veteran E2. Shot bounced. Fresh Panther 4 out there, being hammered into the living air, go all the sun squad wiped. Got a great kill here from rocket strike going down, and the Panther 4 is out once more. Angreifen is stuck to just one tank as JDS relentlessly hunts down any fascist tanks and shatters them in the name of Stalin and the Soviet peoples. Panther 4 sitting out there, adding the tank commander. Shot fire there. Another hit there. Another T-54 for JDS. Will he go for another Panther 4? Will he transfer up for something bigger now? We shall see. Going for the western pump, but there you go. T-54 on the spot, quickly blocking off such a maneuver here. Showing no mercy, of course, to Angreifen's forces in the process. Machine gun there, trying to hold down the 3rd Infantryman, but it's getting flanked, completely collapsing its position. More T-50 with JDS just churning out in greater numbers. Thumbs up to the JDS. And Gavin going to go for another Panther 4. But again, at this stage, he could be planning a Panther or Yak Panther at the Panther 4 Model J. We shall, of course, see what he's thinking here, what he's planning. But for now, at least, I think it's safe to say the odds are not looking amazing. Yes, JDS is just churning out ever greater numbers of T-34s and 6s, which can lay down a lot of firepower. What's been caught out in the open, you could see them cleared out if Angreifen are not cautious. There you go. Quick retreat until he called in here by the Panther 4 Model J. Thumbs up there. 4th T-54 almost on it for JDS. Angreifen is going to go for another Panther 4. There you go. Can start building it. And we go. Another Panzerkampfwagen 4 Ausführung J. We should, of course, see if we can keep the first one alive for long enough to actually meet up with the second one.
We are losing territory.
That force pushing westwards here, going straight for the conscripts. T-54 running in. Panther 4 halfway done, and east side we've got following up jump on engagement with the T-54 from 6. Casualties piling up, we've got a few monsters down there, but JDS finally, thumbs up. T-54 there knocked out. The Kevin is shattering the tank as the munitions are cooked off inside. Small win there for Angreifen. There's still a lot of T-54s to take down. There's still a lot of support weapons for them and infantry. Artillery firing down the centre here. T-54 flanking in. Second Panther 4 almost done there for Angreifen for the Brandenburger Panzergrenadier. Troops being handled with the T-54. And the east here they're going getting the T-54s from 6, punching straight through the armour. 3 kills, clutch with 1 there, go heat shells. Kept getting the T-54s from 6, almost taken out here. And there you go, another T-54 knocked out. Suddenly there's parity in numbers here between Angreifen and JDS in terms of tanks. This is great for Angreifen, less great for JDS.
The sector is at risk.
T-54 half health. 3rd field gun for JDS. Perhaps a bit of a panic here. He's going for more field guns rather than armour to help deal with the armour. The enemy armour of this machine cleared out there. We got 142 with 257. Fight is hanging a bit in the balance here. And I feel like right now either side has, I think, fairly good chance of winning it. Depends a bit on what they do and what they do not do. And certainly if any of them makes any significant mistake, that could easily cost them the game. Now, just bring up the centre into the country there, it's a victory point. Panther 4 getting troops in the west are the one there hanging back in a reserve position for now. Perhaps he's just forgotten about it, perhaps there's a reason though, we'll have to see. I think it'd be wiser though to support the first Panther 4 with the second Panther 4. Panther 4 on top, we got Rockstar calling in there, you go, anti-tank grenades roll there. Close call though, rockets narrowly missing, but looks like yes indeed are getting forwards. Not enough in support for the Ked maps, then the Panther 4's going to have to be careful as well. Great hit though, nonetheless. East side, the other Panther 4 getting the T-54s from 6, then we got the field and supporting, the Panther 4 can in fact go down. We got 120 versus 257. Machine gun still abandoned. 114 versus 257. Odds are not looking great for Angreifen here. Something drastic needs to happen soon here. Something very drastic.
The enemy is down to 100 points.
Another T-34 for JDS. More tanks for the front line. Popping anybody close to the careful with armor, since at this point this build, yeah, it's about to collapse, killing the unit inside. Painful blow there to Angreifen. To Deutschland. He's taking us in from the T-34s from 6.
Supply sector under attack.
Shot fire there. Went through.
The enemy has 75 points.
75 points left.
Here, suited for command.
Hope seems to be slipping through Angreifen's fingers here like sand. Machine being caught out in the open.
E-34 ready for combat.
And we're flying around here in the west. East side here. Angreifen's wanting to pressure. The JDS just keeps adding more and more. There you go. Almost got the film crew here immediately. Very good. Better 2 game in the Panda 4. Calling it. Setting up for the heat shells. Very good. Turning on the T-54 6. On nearby though. Support is not seen there. You almost got the T-54 from 6. Folks moving forward, quickly up the field, needing a crew turn against JDS. There we go. Got the T-34 on nearby.
The enemy has destroyed one
Panther
of
4
our
there.
vehicles.
Quick move to support. I think should move to support here. Forgot about the field gun. Oh, he's right within his target fire almost. Oh, he's moving from it. What are you doing, Angreifen? What are you doing? Ah, scheiße. Got the T-84, but was about to lose the Panther 4 to the field, and he forgot to clear out with an infantry at least. Down it goes. Heavy losses on both sides. That definitely felt like a very avoidable Panzer IV loss. I mean, that could have been avoided. He's got the field and crew there, very good. Needs more troops out in the field. He's setting up for something. Is it the Sturmtiger now? I think it might be the Sturmtiger. Or is it the Panther? No, it's another Panzer IV. Okay. Well, that JDS surrenders, it seems. His spirit apparently broken here for some reason. GG, game over. An intense fight here though on Crossroads between Angreifen and JDS. Close calls at times. In the end, Angreifen seemingly pulled through sheer perseverance, and JDS morale apparently just didn't cut through here. So that said, Angreifen definitely could have been used as resource more efficiently at times. I don't think points where he was floating too much, and also would have benefited more from some orbs, I think, as the match went on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, do tell enemies. This is Imperial Links in cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.